for joining me again today for another video for my Project Live Monday video series. So for today I've got week 27 for you, and I'm going to be mainly using this Calico kit from June 2016. It's called Scout. And let's get started. So the first thing you see me doing here is I picked out a 4x6 journaling card, and that one is actually from the Wild Story kit from Ali Edwards Wild Story kit. And I am going to use that as a title card. And what I'm planning to do is to add the two numbers, so number 28, so week 28, using these alphabet letters, so number letters, number stickers from the Calico, and this one is actually from the Wink Documenter kit / Project Live kit from October 2015. And I'm also going to be adding the two dates, the start date and the end date, just on the right of that using my roller date stamp and VersaFine black ink. Now the next thing you see me doing here is I want to embellish this photo and also add some journaling. I was actually just going to use a piece of 4x6 journaling card, just a portion of it. I decided against that just mainly because I thought there's enough white space, or at least light space, that I can, that will allow me to write some journaling directly onto the photo, and that's what I'm planning to do here. So I added a word phrase sticker, which is from a Calico kit that I kept in my stash because it's relatively old, but any word phrase sticker there would be fine too. I just use it as a prompt, to be honest. It's almost a way to ground your, journaling as well. And I added some journaling using my Sharpie black pen. I think it's called the Ultra Fine Liner. And the next thing you see me doing here is I'm just picked out a 3x4 journaling card. I cut that in half mainly because I want to attach a kind of a white portion directly onto that pattern card. And the reason I'm doing that is because I like to write my journaling onto, a white cardstock or white area. And for some of you who never watched or haven't watched many of my videos before, that's what I like to do. I tend to just cut up a 3x4 journaling card sometimes when it's, very busy. I tend to just cut that up and then add a white cardstock just underneath or on top of it. And then also decorate that card myself. And what I'm doing here is I added this chipboard card here, which is from a Calico kit, and then also that word phrase sticker which says hello, and that is also from a Calico kit as well. And as you see me doing here is I'm just doing some journaling, and I actually decided to use two different pens, so two different sizes, one which is 0.03 and one is 0.08. And the reason I did that was because I like it having kind of two colors, not two colors, but two sizes. It adds a little bit of dimension and interest onto the card itself. And the next thing you see me doing here is I want to decorate this photo. I'm not actually going to add any journaling directly on top of it, but I kind of wanted to, add a little bit of something along the bottom. And I started to use these washi strips that are from the Documenter kit, from the Calico kit. But after I've done it, I felt like I couldn't see what it actually said. So I thought I'll redo it. And so I peeled everything, all the strips, all the washi strips out. And one of the benefits of having a selfie or printing your photo using a selfie machine is that the selfie photo paper is very glossy. And what that means is that you can usually be able to kind of peel out things that you are unhappy with. And that is exactly the case here. I didn't have any issues peeling the washi strips out at all. And the way I got around the issue of not being able to see these strips clearly is by adding a piece of vellum underneath it. and essentially creating a strip of 4x6 embellishment, I guess. And so I add those strips back onto a piece of vellum and then glue that down using my glossy accent there. And as you can see here, it's a lot easier to see than previously, and I can now read it, which is great. And by the way, those enamel dots are from Studio Calico. They are, some of them are actually from, various bits and pieces from various kits, but a lot of them are actually, some of them are actually just from, their website, and I just decided to, get a couple extra. So, and what you see me do here is I added a word phrase sticker here, which is from Ali Edwards' website, and I think it's from let's see which one it's from. I think it's actually from her website, but I believe it was initially from a story kit, but now she sells it on her website separately, and I think it was 60 cents per sheet, so that was really, really good value. And I added those chipboard stars, which are from the kit, and I'm stamping directly onto this 3x4 journaling card here, and I'm using the stamp, which is from the Believe Story stamp set, and then stamp using my Versamark ink. Then embossing powder is actually from American Crafts, the Zing one, and this one is white. And I just heated the area up just so it melt, and then now I'm just doing some journaling directly onto this card. The impression wasn't perfect, to be honest. I mean, I don't know whether you saw it then, but it was okay, but it wasn't perfect. But I think there was a chance, it's a high chance that it was me. Didn't actually press down the stamp hard enough, or something like that. But, I can read it clearly. I can read it, definitely. So that was okay. And the next thing you see me doing here is I've picked out this 3x4 journaling card from the Studio Calico kit. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just cutting out another 3x4 journaling card from the Currently Core kit, so from Project Live, Currently Core kit. And what I'm planning to do here is I want to cover up all the other numbers except 7. So this is for July, so I decided to just keep the 7 there. And also using this washi tape, which is from the Studio Calico kit, I wrap up this piece of, I guess, a white cardstock. And the reason I'm doing this is, well, partly because the kind of whitish journaling card that I put at the top just wasn't big enough, but also I want to add a bit of color. I want to try to use this washi tape in a more creative way, so I decided to just wrap up a piece of white cardstock there, and then just kind of stuck directly onto that area where it needs covering. And then I just added a staple down using my tiny attacher, and then that chipboard star there is from the Studio Calico kit as well. And now I'm just doing exactly the same thing as before. Did my journaling using 2 pens, and I tend to start with a lighter one, the 03, and then go with 08, and sometimes it ends with end with that, I guess, and then but sometimes I just go back to 03. And what did I talk about? I talked about the place that we went to that afternoon. So we went to a place called the Piggery Farm, which is from a place called Mount Dandenong. And we've never been there before, but it was really good because we got to see some pigs, and they're so cute, as you can see there. The next thing I'm doing here is I'm using the stamp that came in the kit, and it says today's top story. I decided to stamp that onto a piece of white cardstock, just a scrap cardstock there, using my Versamark ink, and then also the Ranger's embossing powder, and this one is called Platinum. I think it's, yeah, liquid platinum, that's what it's called. And now I'm just heating, just trying to melt the embossing powder, as you can see there. And the next thing I'll be doing is just trimming the piece into a smaller kind of rectangular kind of shape, and then going to be adding these foam dots. And there you go. So I didn't have much sterling to go on that photo, and I kind of like it to keep. I like keeping some of the photos quite plain, and that's why I just kind of stuck that stamp piece there directly on top of, in the middle of that photo there. And now I'm just going through a bunch of cards I've got in my stash, and these cards are actually from the currently core kit from Project Live's currently core kit. And I decided to use this card which says for the record, and also stamping this stamp using the VersaFine black ink, and this stamp is actually from the Believe Story Kit. Once again, I actually use a bunch of Believe Story Kit, story stamp set this week, and it says totally loving this. And what I'm doing here is I'm just adding some journaling. And what did I say? I essentially talked about we trying to get a seat in the restaurant, the cafe, but it was really hard. It was like it was going to take 2 hours, so I decided to get some takeaways in Cedar Park. So that was fun. And now I am just going to cut these kind of speech bubble, which is from the die cut piece, which is from the Read Story Kit. And I just cut that out mainly because it says love books, but this is more like just love in general, love of the caramel slice. So I decided to just cut out the word books and then just attach that down the bottom, and added a heart, which is from, I believe, from the Wild Story Kit, Alibut's Wild Story Kit. But I believe excuse me, but I think Stu Calico also sells these hearts stickers as well. I've got the red one from their website, and you get 2 shades for, I think, $3.99. So you get a lot of them, but they're not cheap though. And the next thing you see me doing here is just I want to add something, stamps. Doing some stamping directly onto this strip of white cardstock, which I will be attaching kind of directly onto the right of that photo, as you can see on the left there. And I picked out this stamp, which is from the Little Things story stamp set. And I will also be adding another stamp, which is from the kit as well. It's essentially a thumbs up, which is pretty cool. I've never actually used this one before. I never used any of those circular stamps before, so I thought I want to try it out. And I am kind of in the process of looking for a color, and I want something really, really kind of quite pink, but I couldn't find anything in my stash that's more pink than this, so I'll go, so I went with this one, which is a colour from the Calico box ink, and I think this one is a pigment ink though. So I picked out a colour which is as pink as possible, and then I just punched it out using a circle punch, which is from, I think it's from EK Success, and it's a 1/2 inch one. So, and then I just used the foam dot to adhere that in the middle of that kind of circular shape there. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just drawing out just a few lines. I don't normally do this, to be honest, but I thought I want to try something different this time. So I decided to just draw up a few lines and I also added some journaling there as well. And at the bottom there, I didn't have enough room, so I decided to just go double. So, and then I adhere that using my tape runner. And that is essentially it. So here's some close-up. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a relatively kind of simple, quite almost whitish, relatively plain, which I kind of like it that way sometimes. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe. And I hope you have a great day. Bye!